There are a lot of big takeaways from the Raiders' 30-24 win over Tampa Bay. And if they would have lost this game, it would have been entirely from video. But as has been the case this season, the Raiders are a team of destiny. They've lived up to the Raiders' mantra, just win, baby. They keep finding ways to win. And this one, it's such a classic Raider victory. This might just be the most Raider win in the history of Raider wins ever. Because you go out, and not only do you set a new franchise record for number of penalties in a game, you set the NFL record for most penalties ever accumulated in one game. I think it was 23. So the Raiders go in this game, and they literally give the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over 200 yards of free yardage, just in penalties alone. So they go out there, they do that, they get penalized for 200 yards, and they still win the game. Folks, that is Raiders football the way God intended. I mean, not really a whole lot I can say that everybody else hasn't. I mean, Derek Carr had the best day a Raiders quarterback has ever had. 513 yards. Yes, 513 yards, 4 touchdowns. But here's the crazy, that's a lot of crazy stats already, but here's the craziest. The dude went 40 for 59. The dude threw the ball 59 times, no interceptions. That is unheard of. So for those of you wondering, who got the best of the class of 2014, I'm going to go with Derek Carr. I think he more than deserved to be drafted number 1 in hindsight, doesn't he? So yeah, just looking at the game, the defense held up very, very well. Let's do not discount what the defense has been doing the last 2 games. They held Jameis Winston to only 168 yards after you factor in the sacks. Not bad. 2 touchdowns was way too many. The run game looked very well as far as defense. They held Tampa Bay with Jaquez Rogers, a very, very talented back, to only 102 yards. So this, I believe, is the best absolute defensive performance the Raiders have had so far this year, which I think you kind of discount when you look at Derek Carr throwing for 5 football fields in the course of the game. Kind of be expected, but you really shouldn't overlook that. That's a huge one. The run game, very, very well. Latavius Murray, Jalen Richard, DeAndre Washington just doing running back by committee, like they're University of Alabama or something. No complaints there. Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree both had over 100 yards. 173 for Cooper, 108 for Michael Crabtree. And of course, reeling in the game winner with less than 2 minutes left in the game, or pretty close to 2 minutes anyway. Seth Roberts, he's our boy. He gets up there 4th and 4, catches it, breaks the tackle, and says, I'm just going to finish the game now if that's all right. Runs 40 yards downfield, game over. Raiders get revenge for Super Bowl 37, 30-24. Now, there are a lot of things to not like about this game. I mean, obviously, starting with 23 penalties. I mean, this is a game where, in all honesty, you take away those penalties, the Raiders win this game like 52-12. I mean, they really, really shot themselves in the foot. Sebastian Janikowski obviously missed those 2 field goals. He's a very, very talented kicker, but, when you had 2 opportunities to close the game and you couldn't do it, this doesn't, bode well for you as far as your kicking team. Marquette King, the best punter in the league, he shanked it, which is the first time I've ever seen him ever shank the ball, which is unusual, but I don't want to make that be a recurring thing. But beyond that, Sean Smith got hurt too. I haven't really heard much about him, but that's a big one. Just want to see how he's doing, because losing him, that really hurts their game. But yeah, beyond that, defense played surprisingly well. They kept Mike Evans, limited. I thought he's going to get a ton of yards because Smith was out, but they covered him very well. Jameis Winston, obviously he's a very, very mobile quarterback, but he didn't run at all in that game. He's kept getting smashed. Khalil Mack with 2 sacks, can't leave that out either. Ton of quarterback hits. So, I mean, it's just traditional Raiders football, just playing really, really tight defense, going after the quarterback, stopping the run. Then give it to Derek Carr, let him throw it for 500 yards. You can get 23 penalties a game. You're going to lose 200-something plus yards in penalties. Doesn't matter. If you can score that many points and rack up that many yards and your defense can come up big, who cares? A win is a win. And with that in mind, the Raiders improved to 6-2 on the year. One of the big surprise teams. Nobody saw this coming except me and my prediction video I did earlier this year. So now What do we have? We've got the big one. This Sunday night, which I believe is the first Sunday night game for the Raiders since 2006, which is crazy. Oh, by the way, I should throw out some obvious things. That's like the sixth overtime game the Raiders have won in a row, longest streak in the NFL. And of course, their fifth road win of the year. These teams, they're the road warriors. It's great. But anyway, this Sunday, Denver at Oakland, whoever wins controls the AFC West. Huge game, huge, gigantic playoff implications for this one. You know what? If we see the Raiders we saw on Sunday without the penalties, I think they win it. I mean, this is a very good team. You know, Derek Carr can get a lot of yards. He's way better quarterback than Trevor Siemian. As far as defense, yeah, the Broncos are good at shutting it down, but we'll see. If that O-line keeps holding up, if Carr can lob the ball for 40 times and no interceptions, Cooper can get over 100 yards, Crabtree over 100 yards, the run game remains steady, and you don't get the penalties. We don't need those damn penalties. You know, get that off. The Raiders have a shot of winning this game. And they keep that up and they get some lucky fortuitous bounces here and there with the Chiefs, they might just win the division. So 6-2, another typical traditional Raiders victory, and onward we go. We got Denver, Sunday night game. You know I'm glued to my TV, and here's to another Raiders victory. Onward to glory we march.